G'day, lovely people. Today I am playing on my PlayStation. I am on the US server, and we are here to run through Anniversary. Let's go play the event. So today I'm playing my Miss Omniverse. She is incomplete. She is an ice, at the moment she's damaged, but I plan to make her full tank. To be honest, every character I have, I try to make 100% capable of damage and 100% capable of tanking. It's just a matter of which one I choose to do first. This character I'm going to try to build towards tank. I know that her CR rating is high, but I CR skipped her to that rating. And I'd like to say I did it before the new CR skip came in, and I'm very glad that I did so because, see, I'm doing the wrong tab. Wrong buttons for it, because I received the ability to level up one of my artifacts, which has now disappeared, and I don't really appreciate that.
This is clearly before she became aware of the fact that you can still get a proper CR skip from the character selection menu.
But let's head to the anniversary event and start from the start with the new character. So the characters that I've played through this event on this console so far are ones that I have played it through before, I think. Either that or I played it on EU and I unlocked a bunch of stuff on them. Oh, I should also mention, if you are someone like me who plays on both servers, it appears as though anything that I do in the anniversary event for this event tab on either server, this timer counts for both. So when you go to collect the reward that comes through, it will only be on one of those two servers, not both. As far as I can tell, if that's different when the time comes and I do it, I will let you guys know, but at this stage, it looks like this counts for my entire account. So EU or US, this reward comes once, which is fair enough, and I will try to receive it on my US account just because I want that hammer swing on the Harley on here. So, let's go and do this. Let's speak with Oracle?
Oh, no. I'm seeing Imperial Atlanteans, Queen Diana's Amazons, and Paradox demons, and now some hackers impersonating Cyborg's JLA authentication.
No, it's alternate reality Cyborg.
I guess because I'm also Cyborg.
Hi!
I'm different from our Oracle, but pleased to meet nonetheless. And if you know what Paradox demons are, sounds like we should team up.
Agreed.
Hey, new allies, all right. And your signal's coming from fairly close by.
Hi, Flashpoint Cyborg!
We're the response team here. But
Okay.
It's Lois Lane's resistance that's gathering critical info.
Okay.
Can you back us up?
Sure. Let's speak with Lieutenant Wallace.
We respectfully request assistance neutralizing the invading superpowered forces.
I respectfully agree to do so. Hello, Nurse Maxwell.
The resistance is made up of regular people like me. Together we can down the monsters attacking the city.
So you don't need my help then? Just regular people? No superheroes? Fine. You know. Hello, Mueller.
Paradox demons are attacking entire realities. I can help you
Yeah.
stop them.
Thank you. Sure. Hello, Oracle.
Those Quardians are not letting up. We
Yeah.
have to work together to hold them back.
Absolutely we do. That's totally what I plan to do.
Starlight is here to help take on these summoned shadow archons.
Okay. Then we'll go here. Hello, Lois Scream.
Lois Lane with the resistance. We're calling on everyone who supports freedom to take out the powerful enemies roaming the city.
Will do. And Gloria.
From a reality that the Anti-Monitor already attacked.
Oh.
Please, save my world's strongest hero, Alexander Luthor.
Okay. Let's go. Entering the strange portal. I sound like a automated voice. My family calls that my, wait, is it aeroplane? Wait, I can't remember. Please keep your hands and legs inside the vehicle at all times. No flash photography. That voice. Oh, should we read these? It's been a year. Let's read these. CSA log powering. This was supposed to be easy. You said they didn't have a chance. That cyborg practically tore my arm off. Now they want to make things worse by chasing after. Energy levels low. Shut up and charge me, you idiot. No, not again. Right? That's how that was fine.
Welcome to Overacting 101.
You want to try if you can do better.
Of course I can, but I'm certainly not going to do your job twice, since I did do it yesterday for you.
She's less tired than me. It'll come out too sarcastic. Next, hello, Researcher Sullivan. Are you okay? Oh, he's not okay. Final journal entry. This must be the Panopticon of Earth 3. It's heavily damaged. I wonder what happened here. Oh no, Quadians! What are they doing here? Please, I mean no harm. Who has time to write that while they're being attacked? Maybe it's an audio. It should be an audio recording, like something that they were saying, not something that's written, right? They should have put it in as a little audio clip, right? I don't know. It's just me in my head. It's nice playing Ice. It's been a little while since I played Ice. I think I last played it when I was completing a feat. Yeah, when I was doing the feats. The monster feat I think I did with this character after I did it with my Raven, and then the footage was completely ruined. Actually, I still have some of that footage. If there's any bloopers that I made in that, I'll put that out at some point, or future Laura will.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I think there's, like, one on this side. Yeah, let's get these guys. We don't want to miss any, because they're fun. CSA log, Johnny Quick. Stupid name. This disaster flick is crazy. It's like a kick-ass train wreck in slow motion. I just can't look away. Wish Atomica was here to see it. Don't make me feel bad for you. Gotta say, these Quadians aren't really much of a threat, are they? No. No. Little bit simple, little bit easy. Let's go. Whee! Now, I'm going to destroy these because if they stay there, she starts targeting stupid things like my uplink device and stuff onto those, which actually doesn't matter because I didn't remember to recharge those. My generator needs some power. But she starts targeting those when I'm trying to attack enemies, and it's really annoying. So I destroy them early so that I don't have to deal with that. I don't know, I think I might. Your voice is never what I expect it to be every time I hear you. This will take a little bit longer than I anticipated because, of course, I haven't done my generator, my bad. I will do that after we've done this, but... That's actually really... Has this been leveled down? Like, is this meant to be easier than last time? My character is not strong. Why is this so easy? Okay. I'm a little disappointed. This used to take a little bit more time. Didn't it? Am I remembering wrong? Did I say this last year? Did this get easier last year and I'm just forgetting that I said that? Probably. If I said it, I'll link my video from last year. We'll see what I said.
I have found exactly what you said.
This is easier than I remember. And I'm playing a character who's not as good as I have played previously. That was easy. I've got you, Alexander!
Have you heard the term breakneck speeds? Allow me to demonstrate.
You're annoying. Ugh. Bye! Let's go.
You didn't read the last screen. Must I fix everything?
You all blame me. You should thank me. We were shackled to this world and I freed us. We now have infinite new universes to conquer. We now have infinite new I can't say infinite and new together. We're gonna skip new and see if I can get the words out. We now have infinite universes to conquer. There we go. Countless worlds to dominate, and I know where we should start.
You're welcome.
This is when I get patronized by the human. I'm a superhero who just went through all that effort for her because she asked me to, and then Gloria is all like, oh, at least you tried. That's cute.
Thank you for trying. We'll try again and again. That's all any of us can ever do.
Rude! Alright, we need to go back to base. Let's do the base and come back. Because I need my uplink devices for when I do, you know, the puppy and stuff. I don't need them. We can probably complete it without, because on the US server, there are lots of droves of people running those bosses over and over. It's very cool and fun to see. But I will also say that I want to use my uplink device and stuff on it because it's helpful and fast, you know? One thing that I do appreciate that the new developers have done with the warp menu is that they have the newest Spotlight episode right here so that we can warp to it instead of having to look it up or find out by other means which one it is and then go there. So, thank you. Appreciate that. What? They don't watch my videos. They don't care what I say. But, you know, I do try to be honest about everything that I think about the game, positive and negative. And that is one thing that I do like that they've done. I also do like that they've got the mega capsules now non-expirable. I think that benefits a lot of people greatly, but I do think they shot themselves in the foot a little bit with that one, because the fact that they are now non-expirable means that less likely for people to purchase them from the marketplace. And it seems like every other choice they've made has been because of money. So, interesting decision there. Alright, after experiencing that patronizing occurrence with Gloria, the next thing we are going to do is the Shadow Archons. So let's go to Journal for anyone who hasn't done this before. I will go through them in here so that we know what we're doing. I do think I've got a couple of the missions in my featured menu, which is no longer events now, apparently it's featured. Some of these are from Apocalyptic Gotham, so we're going to ignore those ones. But Purge the Merge is where we're going to start. Either stop Shadow Archon demons from forming or defeat them once they're formed. So you have the option of going this way. Most people, actually we've got an arrow for it.
Paradox demons, huh?
That.
Well, they seem to be attacking people from both our worlds.
Yeah.
I'll track down some experts, try and confirm if that means we're both experiencing paradoxes.
So you do have the option of attacking these ones. These are the larger, fully formed Shadow Demon Archons.
Okay. The experts say our paradox is related to some unknown force related to speed, while your paradox is tied to the Anti-Monitor.
Yes!
Somehow. It seems like some cosmic force has brought our paradox worlds together.
Yeah,
I'll
clearly.
investigate further.
Okay, thanks. Maybe don't interrupt me while you're investigating. Okay? Most of the time you can just go in...
More info. Sounds
Lois!
like reality is part of a
It's worse than
flashpoint
future
policy.
Laura.
That shouldn't exist. Heavy stuff. But can't say I'm surprised. Was surprised to learn the Quardians might be confused by the Anti-Monitor's paradox. He either has or will overwrite the timeline. Not much of a report, but hopefully Cyborg can make sense of all the data.
Are you done? Please be done. I'm trying to talk here. Alright, so most of the time you will see people...
Lois,
Ah!
Unfortunately, guys, my computer did a thing. Actually, she probably did it. But a box has come up on the screen from which I was recording. It is in the whole rest of this recording. So we're going to have a not very big, but slightly annoying box on my screen throughout this video. I apologize.
Please be done. Okay, so most of the time if you are on the US server, even the EU server on PS and PC, you will not have trouble finding people doing these. You will have a large amount of phases, so let's just go to the phases here. You can see there's a huge list of them here. We've got 12 altogether. On EU, it's a little bit less than that, but you still have a good chunk of people who are doing this sort of content. You will see people often shouting to say, hey, I'm doing the Archons, and then everyone tends to journey over to this area to complete it. But if you are someone who wants to do it by yourself, I want you to head to your map. You're going to put your little icon, see where this bend is. In fact, if you go by the corner of this, it's kind of here. But when you don't have the red zone on the map, the best way to remember is one building from the corner. So you go to the corner and you just continue on that angle down to there. You will notice it very easily once you get there. There's gold buildings around you and you will see the transformative zone. Let's go and I'll show you what we're talking about. I've not played ice in here before, but this is what it looks like. You can see the gold buildings there in the distance. So this is what I'm talking about. Now, I will say you're better off having a pull, but they do tend to come towards you when you attack them. So as long as where you attack them from isn't somewhere where they are going to walk through that beam, you're pretty safe and going to be able to do it on your own. So just keep in mind to keep them away from that red beam in the middle. I think the minimum amount is 3. If you accidentally have 3 of these guys enter that zone, you're going to have a problem. So try to avoid that so that you can actually get this completed.
Also, you can see that on the right of the screen, this is also counting towards the daily where you need to defend against Quardian and Shadow Demon invaders. Awesome.
Also, this is the character on which I have the Omega Beam that I'm trying out. I've not leveled up this artifact on any other character except this one. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense being that she is ice, but this is the character where I had the opportunity to do so and isn't already leveled, and where I thought it'll be useful for when I am damaging, so I'll put it in. And it has been useful this far. See, that one didn't come towards me, so we've got 1. We've got to make sure no more get in, or at least if any more do it, only one more. Because if we get in 3, that's it. We will have a large Shadow Archon, which is not what we're trying to do at the moment. If we wanted a large Shadow Archon, we would be doing that elsewhere. Over in the main zone. Because here I try to avoid doing the main Shadow Archon, because people come here to do specifically this. So I want to make sure I'm not taking up the large Archon when people are trying to do the smaller shadows. There we go, that's 2. Now, I'll ask future Laura if she can move my head across to the side just so people can see how people are shouting Archon on the bridge, second bridge. There are locations that will become quite familiar to everybody when they are running this content. It'll be easy to tell which Archon bridge people are referring to, but if you just run over to that side where the red zone is at the start, where I originally ran to, you just keep running along that side, go to each bridge and you'll find where people are. And it won't be too difficult, and they take a minute to do, so you shouldn't need to rush too much, or you shouldn't assume that you'll be late for it, because it takes a minute. Unless you have like a wicked amount of damages all there at once. No, don't go there! Ah, no! Okay. No, come. She won't aim for that one. Jeez. Get that one away from the beam. And we're done. That's 3. I'm going to... Actually, what we're going to do, we're going to walk back to the start. Go back to the mission hub. And then use the teleporter, because I saw in the chat someone is doing water elemental, so let's go and see if we can also get in on that. We can indeed. Here they are. Water elemental. Let's take it down. Now, I will say, my loadouts are absolutely wrong. Do not copy these loadouts. This was me mucking around with them. And, yeah, I probably should not have mucked around with them to this extent, but I was just curious. I was having a look at the differences with my heat vision and the Omega Beam. Yeah. I will swap them back to something a little more practical for an ice build, because they are not practical. Is it just, maybe I'm experiencing lag. I think it must be lag, because these things are happening at a speed that I wouldn't normally expect and lasting longer than I expect. There we go, a little bit of fixed. I will also say, for anyone who isn't aware or has not seen my previous video, there is a nice happy zone here where you can stand and not be hit by the waves. So you'll notice I had a red zone come up on my right and then on my left with waves that come across onto the land, on the tiles. If you stand just in the middle of those where there is no red zone, you are safe. So you don't need to be running around to avoid those. You can straight up just avoid them by standing in the gap. So as long as you do that, you will stay safe and you can just focus on this boss. I will say this boss does have things that will inhibit that. For example, if you get pushed back, obviously you'll need to reposition, or if he turns into the whirlpool, you need to run away from that anyway. But it's pretty helpful, especially if you're trying to focus on your loadout sequence. You don't have to pay attention to where your character is standing, which is nice. So keep that in mind. It's a nice little handy tip. And it's funny because I've seen some people play the game and discover it as they play and go, oh my goodness, the waves did no damage to me. I'm amazing. And I'm like, no. No, you just stood, I mean, you are amazing. But you were amazing because you just stood in the right place by accident. That's amazing. So, yeah, it's helpful when doing this boss. Keep in mind when you're doing these bosses as well, one of the great things about doing these bosses is that they have random drops of henchmen. So, or backup if you're a hero. And I prefer the word henchman, sounds cooler. Backup sounds a little boring. But every single one of these bosses will give you a drop. And this is something that's completed daily as well. So the bosses in here, the water elemental, the puppy. What's that? I always call it the puppy and the bug. Hang on. This is three-headed Cerberus, six-horned Cerberus. And I think it's Paradox Reaper, I don't know, which is down the back here. These bosses, you only need to complete one of these per day, not every single one, one of the 3 per day to get your mission completion, which is called Beast Taming. It's this mission here. But people do run them continuously on different phases because they're attempting to receive the drops and also to complete feats. So, you know, it's pretty handy. They're also all in a very straight line. So if you start at the water elemental up the front there, You can see they are over this bridge, or I don't know what you'd call this, the walkway, because it seems more like fountains rather than a bridge over water. But then from here, if you just run up this way, I know it's slightly to the right, but after that it's just in a straight line. You'll see Puppy on the left right here, which I think they are doing. One person is doing. Two people. And then up here is Paradox also on the left. So I think that's pretty handy. It makes it easy for people who don't know this area well to be able to run back and forward and check on those being completed. Not only that, but it's a pretty smooth run to go this way and get your 3 dailies completed also. So we're going to start back down here. We doing Puppy? I feel like this has changed. So obviously I have already played through this content with a character or 2 as I've completed that. Oh, actually, let's look at that. The event, as I completed the event thing, right? I've done it twice on that counter up to 20. But, weird? You grab it. Okay. But, why did I let him? I don't know. Okay, you get that. I'll get the person if my shield comes up. If I try to pick him up with no shield, it's going to be a problem. Come on, there's shield. No, I'm late. This seems easier to me. Has anyone else noticed? Has this become simpler? I used to have to run like quite hard away from the flames for this. With my fire character, with my most built up character, I would avoid the flame. Now with that character, I'm like, it's fine. I'll be okay. I know with this character, she's not going to do well because she just doesn't have her stats in place. But other characters, this is too easy? Is it just me? I don't know. It feels like the Cerberus has become easier. The other 2 seem about the same to me, but the Cerberus one, the puppy, just seems like it's become too simple. Now, on PlayStation, I have never ever received a drop of the henchman from here, but I'm pretty sure Multiverse gave me the water elemental henchman for my water character, so I might, if I'm able, go across to that character at the end, and if I remember, and show you guys the water elemental henchman. I do have the Paradox henchman in a lot of places that you get from completing that Paradox bug at the end, but I don't know that I have the one from there. I can't remember. But the Paradox ones that I have are on Xbox, not on here. Okay, so back at the hub, I tend to do Shadow Archons or the boss first, just because completing the boss is something that I like to catch while people are doing it, and if they're doing it first, grab it first and then move on to the dailies. And Shadow Archons also usually has other people. Most of the time I do the larger Archons, not the little Shadow Demons, but I just wanted to show you guys that it is possible, especially if you are on Switch or on Xbox and you don't have large groups of people or different phases that you can use where the Shadow Archons are being completed and your character is not quite leveled yet. Doing it in that way where you're doing the little ones is much, much easier. I will say doing it with a pull is even easier than what I was doing. So if you have the capability of putting a pull on your character, pull them away from that central zone and you'll be able to do it a little bit quicker than I did. So it's kind of handy. Once I've done those 2, actually I should say 3 because I did Gloria first. I always do Gloria first. I think most people do. But in the open world section, the next thing I do after those 2 is head just this direction. So if you head this direction and around to the left, you're going to be getting 2 of your dailies completed at once, which are the Paradox Demons and the Flashpoint Combatants. So they're both like strewn out around this area. If you just keep following the border of the water line, you'll be able to get those completed pretty easily. I will say if you come across a portal, so I can see one over here, right? This is a portal. Don't close this. If you see this and you attack the enemies, sometimes one will come out at a time. In fact, I think it's standard that one comes out at a time. And you can knock them out. But I have seen a great many people who close the portal up before it's completed releasing them. So don't do that. Wait, I think it's 5 that release. It might be more. I'm not 100% sure. But wait until no more exit the portal before you close the portal so that you can get your Paradox Demon one completed much faster. So this is what I mean. Don't close this when there are still enemies exiting. And there is a slight delay between your enemies exiting, so be careful there. Watch and wait. You can see I've already completed the Paradox Demons ones. That was nice and quick. The Paradox Demon one, nice and quick. I want to get the Flashpoint Combatant ones done next. And then I will head over to the other side where we will get the last daily completed also.
No, you won't. You already unintentionally completed it while you were defeating the Shadow Demons for the Purge the Merge mission.
I will say this is a really nice, smooth, easy run. Even on your characters that don't have a lot of leveling going on with your stat points or your artifacts. That's one thing I do like about the events. Everyone can play, you know? And this character, even though she has a CR rating, it's an artificial one because I leveled her through CR skipping. And I'm so glad that I did it before this new CR skip. Actually, I should have a look at that. Is the new CR skip what we can get from the marketplace? Is it the same? Did they change that as well so that we can't get the artifact to level? Because I absolutely hate that change. It's really frustrating. But let's have a quick look in the marketplace and have a look and work out whether that's the case, because I'm curious now.
No, you don't have to worry. They have not put a CR skip box in the marketplace in order to replace the CR skip that we used to receive through the character selection screen. It still exists there. It just costs quite a bit.
Okay, so back at the hub, the third daily, if you just go over the same way you would if you were doing Shadow Archons, the larger ones, over here, you will find your daily. Okay, so this one would be Antimatter Matters, but I will say it looks like I have completed this when I was doing other things. I don't know how. What are they? Are they Cordians? They are. Maybe when I was doing the smaller Shadow Demons. Because these are right near those. I probably knocked off enough of them that I got that completed. So, but just for people who aren't aware where to go, that's the direction you want to head in. And you know, you can avoid the Shadow Archons pretty easily if you're going over there for your dailies. Okay, so that's all of the open world missions over here. Let's collect from everybody.
Thanks for the assist.
You're welcome. He sounds surprised that I did it. I don't know.
Thanks. With everything going on, it's nice to know we've got every front covered.
You're welcome.
Thank you for saving us from the paradoxes. I
You're
know
welcome.
we can find a more preservation-focused solution.
Oh. I don't know about that, but okay.
Thank you. Solidarity.
Cheers.
You ready to hustle on out there?
I am.
Appreciate it. You've earned this.
Thank you. Okay, so the rewards that we receive, honestly, the best part of the rewards from here is the currency. I don't really care too much about the rest of the stuff, but we have received a large loot case, a small loot case, and some exabyte interference shields, as well as some Qua bombs. I don't use them often, but they are a good bit of fun. All right, let's put our medal. See what I mean here? I am not leveled. This character is not the best of the best, okay? There we go. All right, so next we want to queue up for the event raids. So there is a specific order we need to do this in. Go to your journal if you want to find it. Okay, so here you can see that Beasts of War has been completed once because you need to 3 times complete the boss completion mission in order to complete that one. Then here you can also...
Lois Lane says we're part of a flashpoint paradox reality that shouldn't exist. Well, I don't always agree with shoulds when framed like that. One of my newest allies, the Flash, has an idea for how to start stabilizing what he's calling a flux in the Speed Force.
Cool. Does anyone else love Cyborg's voice? Just very nice. Okay. So now it says use the on-duty menu to queue for the anniversary Speed Force Flux event. So please keep in mind, if you are new to this, make sure you queue for the correct event. You want to go to on duty. You want to not use this. So anniversary event, this will queue you for both. You might get into the wrong one first. Unless you're wanting to complete them multiple times, I don't recommend. Go here instead to the events menu, Speed Force Flux first, and queue up this way so that you complete them in the correct order to receive your rewards. They will also be loot locked after one run, so if you do accidentally do Centennial Collapse first, that will be loot locked and you will have to do it again anyway, or wait until the next week because these are a weekly reset. Now, you can see in my events menu here, my progress is now on 3 and my timer is on 19 hours and 57 minutes because I have just collected on those, and now we know there is a timer restriction between each one. Not only that, but only one of them counts. Once you've completed one, that's when the timer starts. All the rest don't matter after that, really. I think it's interesting this large list on the right with no timer makes it seem like you can do a lot of missions and receive all of those up to 20 really fast, which is why I believe it should have mentioned in here somewhere that there will be a timer restriction between each mission completion.
Yeah, apparently if you press triangle, you will actually find more information.
So that people are aware beforehand, because I was not. It was not clear. But Now you can see that timer. So for anyone who doesn't know what's going on or went in there and didn't understand, this is why. Timer appears after you've completed one. And they don't inform you of that beforehand throughout the game. It may be something they've informed us on different forums or somewhere else. I don't know. But I am a firm believer in if I'm playing a game, all the information I need to play that game should be in the game. I shouldn't have to go elsewhere looking for it. Extra information, sure. But things I need to know should be in the game. And that is a thing I believe we need to know, honestly.
This Flux and Speed Force is crawling with Paradox demons.
True.
No idea what's causing it, but we've got to keep an eye out for Professor Zoom.
Yeah. I think we're running through. Yeah, I could tell by the way that guy was flying through nice and quick. We're doing a speedy run through of this, which it's nice that you can do that, I will say.
Haywire? What's it doing here?
Couple of them following. Yeah, that tends to happen. Oh, why would you start with only 3 of us? Were they all at the door? Maybe they're all at the door. Yeah. No, one's still coming. 2 of them are far. Dude's in a rush. I'm not the kind of person who likes to do that. I like if everyone's here that they should all get to run through, but I will say I have noticed on occasion some people load in and literally just leave their character in it so that, you know, they get to complete it without actually doing any work. And I can honestly say that has only become a common noticeable thing for me on the US server. On Switch, that would never happen. It's too hard to do it with one person down because of the lag. Until most recently, the lag seems to have decreased a little bit, which is nice.
I will also clarify, just because I have not experienced it on the Switch doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But I do think on the Switch, there's so few players that anyone who attempted that would be booted so fast. I have never seen this happen on the EU server, but once again, just because I've never experienced it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. But on the Xbox, they have definitely attempted to do that quite a number of times when I've been playing. Sometimes they can get away with it too, because we're stuck in a fight in one location and we never actually get out of combat to be able to boot somebody. So very clever on their part. Sometimes they don't get away with it also. But the place that it is absolutely most noticeable to me is definitely on the US server. That's likely just because there are more players here, so it's more chance of happening because more people are likely to do it when there's more of them. That's a lot of mores. More.
I'm not that kind of player. I can't do that to other people. If I ever load into something and something happens and I have to leave, I get out of that so they can add someone else in straight away, because otherwise I feel bad. But I have had odd reactions to that. Like, I think I've said before, one time a family member of mine was injured and I had just loaded into a duo with someone and I very quickly got out of that duo and went and attended to that person so that they could deal with their duo without having me just stand there so they can add someone else, right? I got so many mean things were said to me that day, and I just think, guys, we don't know what's happening in people's lives. Really, is that necessary? I don't get it. I have a very thick skin. It's really hard to offend me. So I was fine, but I was like, man, if some kid had something happen, they had to stop, and then you say all of that to them, that's awful. I was called a bunch of names, and my character's a female, so I copped some very specific female mean names. Fine, but you know, it's just a good thing it was me and not somebody else. And he also goes, and now you're blocked. And I was like, well, thank you. I would rather not play with you anyway. But man, I think it's rude to stay in a load-in that you're not going to play through. I would rather leave so they can do what they need to do. Because I just think that's polite. Yeah, sure, reopen. We're missing someone. Okay.
This is Amanda Waller.
See what I mean? There's one person lagging too. Are they doing the...
of Task Force X.
Maybe they're attacking.
For a duration, you will be working with
Is one of them the
villains
tank?
from Suicide Squad to complete the objective. Focus on the mission.
No, the tank is here. I don't know why they'd be stuck then. I can understand a tank getting stuck. Sometimes they just pull enemies so well that the enemies just follow them when they're trying to run through. So I get that, but I don't like starting bosses without the other players in.
You are overloaded with paradox energy. Run away.
Are they okay? Come on, guys.
Too much of that energy from the tendril. Wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
No, of course we don't want anything to happen to me. I'm amazing.
Oh, you're really having this problem quite a lot these days. Say it with me. Delusional. doesn't sound anything like what you said.
Like, if you're a little bit nervous or uncomfortable about doing any of the event load-ins, don't be. This character sucks. She's not even close to done. Her stat points are low. Everything is low. Like, this is one of the suckiest characters I currently have. I only just created her after a live that I had with Multiverse, where it was suggested I should be Miss Omniverse, because I exist across every console. So I was like, that's so funny, absolutely. And I picked Ice specifically because I thought the color would complement Quantum, which is what Multiverse's color is, and also because I like to tank, and he is Control, so I wanted to pick something that I could tank with. And I do have a tank Ice character on my Switch, and I did have a pretty good build. It wasn't complete either, though, because obviously Fire is my main. But yeah, I'm going to try and rebuild it on here so that I have an awesome Ice tank. No!
You guys heard that, right?
But that being said, all I've really done is create her, CR skip her, and then level up the artifacts, because the CR skip that I received was the one before they made the change. And now I'm just so curious if the CR skip, why won't you target the boss? There we go. The CR skip, I'm curious if it's changed. If we try to get one through the character creation screen, because obviously it's not in the marketplace, if we still get our artifacts and stuff, because if that's changed and we still have to pay the same amount for it, I really don't appreciate that.
I know that you don't like listening to me, but I would really appreciate it if you would, because as I've already said, you can buy a CR skip from the character selection screen. It is a 425 CR rating, and you do still get your extra items. But I'm pretty sure the price has gone up by quite a substantial amount.
I don't appreciate the current change to the CR skip, though I will say, before speaking with Multi, who assured me that they were having a CR skip, I thought they would eliminate the CR skip altogether. I do think what they've done, though, is kind of an in-between, right? They've tried to eliminate it without eliminating it so that people will still put money in. Because now if all you get is the armor set for that CR skip... Oh, thank you. It means it's going to encourage people to purchase the artifacts to try to level something up, right, to match it. And I find any of these things that are only money-driven decisions to be really, really off-putting, and makes me enjoy the game a lot less. It's kind of sad. I wish they weren't so obviously money-driven, in my opinion. I mean, maybe I'm mistaken, maybe I'm not seeing something that other people see, but honestly, to me, I can't choose my loot still. Why? I don't know, my loot is frozen.
Both of you will be destroyed.
Honestly, the choice to decrease the quality of that CR skip seems like a money-driven decision to me. And I was looking forward to it when Multi told me that it was definitely coming. I was like, great, excellent, I'm so glad. I thought they were going to get rid of it. But now I'm just like, maybe they should have. I'm pissed off. Like, I expected them to get rid of it. I still can't choose my loot. I'm going to get a drop of whatever the top one is, apparently. I really dislike that that's what happens as well. That if you don't open your loot yourself and choose what you want... Oh, hang on. Yes, reopen instance. Choose my loot. No? Okay. I dislike when that happens, that I end up with whatever random thing the game wants to choose for me, even though I personally have, like, I would like to open it. But the game doesn't allow that. It gives it a limit, so that's fun. Oh, we need to capture? Okay, I'm going to do the capture for those of you who don't know. When the statue removes itself from here, they are essentially going out to attack all your allies and you. I'm stuck. So, someone needs to stand in here and contest it. Someone needs to stand in here and capture it, but, guys, you need to pull them away. But, when you do so, what you want to do is have these enemies not in there, because it's going to be captured by the enemy. Go away. I don't think they realize. If they... Okay, I'm going to stand in here because this is clearly turning red. I'm going to contest and delete this guy. Delete, eliminate. Okay, so you want to capture this section and you want all of the players to stay elsewhere. See what's happening now? All you players need to stay in the middle, and then someone needs to come and capture this, an individual, not a group, so that this section will be taken by us and not by the enemy, and then it will freeze the statue, okay? So that's what needs to happen. Clearly that wasn't happening there. Do we? Oh, our tank left. That might be a contributing factor. I would switch to tank, except this character hasn't got her tank build going at all yet. Not a single artifact, so let's not switch to tank. But yeah, those pedestals, or whatever you want to call them, platforms, need to be captured by your team. And not by every single one of you, and definitely don't take enemies over there. Actually, I have recording of me going over there when no one else would as a tank, and forgetting that I needed to make sure all of the enemies were not being taunted by me before I did so. It's pretty funny. If Futility can find it.
If? How long have you known me?
So, for those of you who aren't aware, these statues that you can see around the outside, they eventually come to life and start removing themselves and coming to attack. We need to stand inside a circle on their pedestal or platform that they're currently on, so that we can stop them from attacking. Usually I do this, but I am also usually damaged. So I don't think I should be doing it as the tank, but if no one else knows to do it, hopefully, yeah, someone does. We're fine. I think. No, they're attacking it. Maybe. I mean, I'm the tank, so this is probably not the smartest idea, but capture it and pause the enemy. See, this is the problem. If I try and do it as the tank, I get contested because all the enemies come. Can someone else capture it? I'll drag them back. Hang on. Someone else capture, please. They're getting contested. Okay, as a tank, don't try to capture those. But no one else was doing it! Maybe they weren't on purpose. Is there a feat to do it without that? I don't know. As I continued on through that gameplay, I was the tank, and I was also the one doing the capturing, because I guess no one knew to do that. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna grab this so that we don't have this enemy also while we're trying to get the big boss. And then I'll quickly rejoin.
If you want to actually stop it,
every single one of us is a damage build on here. I would have played it on my fire character so that you guys could see this a little bit more efficiently, but I like to do this on characters that aren't my fully built characters for a reason. A couple of reasons, actually. One of those reasons is I like for people to see that you don't have to be well built to be able to complete these things. You can get them done and it's not a problem. And also because when we first go into Anniversary, we get that conversation with Oracle, and also we have a mission that we're going to complete when we return, where we go and activate all of her consoles throughout the world, the open world. And those things I can't really complete well with a character that's done it before. So I prefer to use just a random character I haven't played through the content with before. I can't choose this loot either. Like, why not? At least the drop I got was something I'm going to use. Unless it was that one, I don't know.
Monstrosity snaking its paradox tentacles in every dimension. What's your plan now, Flash?
We push it out of our reality.
Oh, one of these days.
Choose loot? No. Alright, well, I'm not going to be able to show you the loot because both of them now from the first and second boss are locked and I can't open them for some reason. I'm guessing it's a lag issue, but it means whatever they give me is whatever they give me, and it's probably not going to be useful. Alright, with the Paradox Kraken, avoid the red zones, avoid the tentacles if you can, but if you do get caught by the tentacles, they just lift you up and shake you and then drop you. The damage output of them is quite low. It's not really a big deal, so keep that in mind. But also, when the Kraken moves, like this, that was good timing, jump on here, and it will teleport you over to him, and you'll be facing him again. It's much more fast and efficient than trying to run around the outside, though I do think some people do and try to get all of the ads. I'm not one of those people. I will jump. It will force your character to be grounded though, but I mean that's likely to happen over here regardless anyway. So I just do it that way anyway, let myself be grounded and get across. So I'll see if one of these tentacles will pick me up if I stand close to them. You can see someone there getting shaken. See, they just kind of stick you for a while. There we go. Get stuck, get a bit of a shake. The damage is not so bad, but you can chuck on a shield if you want to. And yeah, that will not last very long. It's more annoying than anything else. It's not really massively detrimental to your gameplay. Then we jump back in and head to the front again. See, it's relatively simple. I remember one of the times that I played this and my best friend and I just two-manned this event. It was so cool.
I should probably specify, it definitely was the event version, not the elite. And I'm not saying it was cool because it was difficult. It was relatively easy. It was just time consuming, but it was just fun to play it through with my friend.
Sorry guys, I got if my gameplay looked kind of stupid then, it's because I got interrupted again in the middle of what I'm doing. So that happens quite a bit. Which is why I think lives might not be the best idea for me. I don't know. You know, I should pick times to do lives when no one else is home, except maybe my mum. My mum, if I say, look, I'm recording, don't interrupt, she will not interrupt me. So, you know, maybe that's what I should do. Oh, unless there's an emergency. I get interrupted for the emergencies. In my house, I'm the person who deals with most of the stuff. So I deal with the rental agency, I deal with the owner, I deal with the workmen, I deal with electricity, phone calls, gas, all that stuff. I do those things. That's my job. I work from home. It's easier if I'm the one who does it. But it means that if anything happens, I'm the person that people call, which is fine, but it can interrupt if I'm doing something like recording, which doesn't matter because I can edit it out, or rather, future Laura can edit it out. But if I were live, that would be a concern. I wouldn't want to interrupt my live by having to run off and do some things. Thanks, guys!
Run over broken glass.
I was the second highest damage with this character? Well, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's not very high, but honestly, my character sucks. I'm not gonna lie. She absolutely sucks. And the fact that she was second highest damage is not, it's not too bad, I guess. We got a stat point. Let's spend those. Oh, we got 11. Okay, so let's head out of there because I want to see if when I get out I can collect my loot, because for some reason I can't choose my loot while I'm running this, and it's very annoying. I specifically would like to, I would like to collect armor that's stronger than what she's wearing, and often the top one isn't the one and the next one is, so that kind of sucks.
Job. We've secured the area and stopped the paradox
Loot!
demons.
Oh,
Now
thank
we need
God.
to finally take on the anti-monitor.
Okay, that's, how long have I got on this? That is 24, that's plus 4. Hang on, let me just check my trinket. 320. 324. So that is a genuine plus 4, but I will grab the headpiece because I want the style at the same time. Thank you. And also, she's currently a damage build. See, I got this. I'm pretty sure that shoulder piece I got randomly because I wasn't able to choose what I wanted. We've got a collection item. We've got some armor. It's not too bad, not too bad. Let's get my strat moving. See, this is what I'm talking about. I have a strat that's on what, 60 now or something? 57. I have a strat on 57 and an Omega Totality on 57. That's all I got. And I wasn't even using the Omega Totality finisher, because I just used this character to experiment with things. Anyway, let's go back to the journal. The next thing we are going to complete is the Centennial collapse load-in. So here you can see we have completed Speed Force Flux. This is the next one, Centennial collapse. So you go to your on duty. If you go to the anniversary event one, you will see the loot lock. So that red symbol means that is currently loot locked, which is why I'm saying you should try to complete these in the correct order, because if you don't, it's going to be doubling up on one that's loot locked and you don't get the rewards from it anyway. We're going to do the Centennial collapse. Let's start queue. I would say let's run around and do the lowest kiosks at the same time as waiting for this, but often I get in immediately on this particular server. Okay, so the kiosk collection is not a mission, it is a feat that you can get for this open world. There is a map available online, which I will link for you in the description, and we will go around and collect every single one of those kiosks. So let's do that. I wasn't going to do it while we wait for the load-in, because usually there's no wait for the load-ins on the US server. But there appears to be one, so let's go and collect those.
Okay, scrap that. She literally got in immediately after she said that.
This is Amanda Waller.
Hello, Amanda Waller.
You have been recruited by our agency for a Task Force X mission. You will be working with villains from the Suicide Squad,
The Source Wall is broken
until the operation is complete.
He's freed himself.
In an effort to assure your cooperation, you have been fitted with a security device.
Yeah, we know.
Require me to use it.
Now, I understand you might have done
She's
this
gonna
with
explodify our heads.
I sense a muscle ahead to keep the big guy occupied while you knock out his supports.
It's so weird how they're talking over the top of each other. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, in this raid you want to complete 6 of these first. You want to destroy 6 shards before you do anything else. I mean, it says it right there. If you didn't know you had to do that, it's probably because you're not reading.
Pardon me.
Coming back forever, Flash? Your plan would be to do that forever?
We have a tank and 2 healers in this run. That's not bad.
We did good all this year. When you suit up next year, come back like don't worry, we got it.
When I was playing this, actually it was on this server with my fire hero, and when I played this raid I had so much lag that I would run over to a shard, and by the time I'd run over to it, it was gone. That's how bad my lag was. People were knocking them out so quick, and the lag was so shocking, I was literally not even helpful to it. It only happened the first time I did the run. Second time I ran through the event with my fire hero, there was no lag, and I was perfectly fine. So, I don't know what's up with that, but apparently it was having a struggle on the first day.
And before anybody says that I was probably just a very, very slow damage in that particular run, I was the highest damage output in that particular run, and it was quite obviously lag because the entire scene was skipping instead of me being able to see a nice smooth flow of the occurrences of things that were happening. What I was seeing was one scene, then another scene, like watching snapshots. So the lag on that first day for me was absolutely shocking.
On the first day, I had a lot of struggles occur, actually. I was unable to collect my CR skip for some reason on one of my accounts, and every other account was working. I couldn't work out what the problem was. I just eventually went back to it, and suddenly I could do it. So, I don't know. It was weird. But hopefully that hasn't happened to anyone else where they've missed out on their CR skip. The funniest part about that, though, is I was recording to show you guys a video of investigating the new CR skip. So, the fact that that's the thing that wasn't working was kind of funny in hindsight. At the time, I was like, well, now what? But I do think I've said before, you guys probably are already aware, I do bulk record, so I tend to record more than one video at a time. So it wasn't a complete loss. I recorded other things, but it was just, come on now, you know?
I am so over this.
I expected more from this world.
Did you now? Then maybe you should reconsider coming back after we kick your butt. Yeah, this not job for Bizarro. I kind of like Bizarro, not gonna lie. I mean, he's interesting. He's a simple-minded man. I feel like he'd be easy to please.
You hear yourself, right?
Take that, loser.
You have sealed your own fate. This universe shall be mine.
Okie dokie then. I think I have an addiction to the heat vision, honestly. It's just a reliable directional damage, you know? So even if it doesn't make a lot of sense on my character, I still like to have it. It's one of the things I'm now flight.
Just too powerful. We can't beat him like this.
Yes, we can. Let's get the shadow demons.
Demons aren't helping the situation.
Yeah,
Stop
get rid of
them from
those.
reaching the anti-monitor, or it's going to get ugly.
Sure.
No pay for that!
Okay.
Ha!
You have no hope to match my strength. None.
I will say, even though it's annoying, right, to get thrown around or picked up in the air and stuff when you're trying to attack, I do quite like that. I think it's a little bit different from most of the other content we play. It doesn't happen to me very often. It happens a lot in here, and it's kind of interesting, you know? It's annoying. But I mean, he's not supposed to be holding my hand and skipping along the road. We're supposed to be fighting each other, so fair enough, right? Now I've got a mental picture of Anti-Monitor and Omniverse just skipping along the road. Never mind. There we go, back again. Yay! Thanks, Oracle. Very helpful with your obvious information there. Yeah, pay for Bizarro's making some really good points here.
You know, not that I would ever want to hurt your precious little feelings there, but I really don't think that Bizarro has any interest.
Getting picked up a lot. I still think, does anyone else think this looks like a toy? He looks like a toy. I mean, a lot of toys that exist are created from comic books and from movies, right? So maybe that's why I think so. But it looks like he was a toy first. I don't know.
You're gonna get some backlash from Multi on that one. I am so glad it's not me.
I can choose my loot!
I will be the victor. And so, we have both achieved victory.
Hence the paradox.
Destroying you now would be fitting. But there is something more pressing.
I will say,
to tend to.
love his voice.
I mean, thanks. What's more pressing than us?
It reminds me of that time that Johnny was on live with Multiverse and his microphone was messed up and really low. That's what it sounded like to me. This is how Johnny sounded in that video. I don't remember which live it was, but that's what he sounded like. Thank you guys! Appreciate it! Let's head out. I hope that didn't seem too disjointed because I did get interrupted during that. Having some interruptions today. It's just what life is, you know. It happens.
Thanks for all your help.
You're welcome!
The anti-monitor problem's still a real head-scratcher, but I know we'll figure it out eventually. My
Alright.
own world needs fixing. But
Sure.
I now realize that the problem is more complicated than I thought. I hope you'll still be around to help. Until then, why don't you enjoy your good press? You've earned it.
Thanks! I love his... All the voices are good today. Very nice. Not like the Harley Quinn voice in Apocalyptic Gotham. That sounds so wrong to me. But you can see here it says return to Flashpoint Lois Lane's console in Metropolis Antimatter Invasion Zone. So let's do that. Hi, Lois!
I might come from a paradox reality of unparalleled destruction and
Yes.
despair.
Yeah.
But what I witnessed today inspired even me.
Oh.
Heroes and villains working together to protect our very existence.
Excellent.
They showed us there's a better way the world can be, should be, that we are the ones who need to make it happen.
Yeah.
So from everyone here, thank you.
You're welcome!
Now, let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to work reading console. It's not very exciting. All right, so then I'm just going to show you guys on the on-duty menu for anyone who is not aware. If you go to your anniversary event, you will see that they are now loot locked because we've completed both. And that is the completion of everything we have to do. But there is also the feat that I'm about to show you guys. So if you go onto your map, this is, I believe there's 10 of these consoles that we're going to, is there? Yeah, there's 10. And this is the location of the first one. If you go to your deeds and feats menu, so I should already have this completed for my other characters, so it should be, here we go. Listen to each of the following Flashpoint Lois Lane's news reports. So I could just unlock this, but we're going to go through it together. And I believe there is 10 of them, and this is where we start. So let's head to the first one.
I think perhaps a little faster, no?
People who have flight have a great benefit when they're just running around in places because they have a much less chance of being hit by something. All right, so here's the first one. Hi, Lois!
Initially presumed to be a new magical attack from either the Amazons or the Atlanteans, this flux in the newly explained Speed Force seems to be the cause of the problem.
I see. Okay, so then we'll go to the second one. Okay, so this is the second location you want to go to, just here. Let's head over. Can't remember if it's underneath. It is underneath. Beautiful. Hi, Lois.
Guardians are attackers from the antimatter universe and
Sure.
the anti-monitor. Based on their battle cries, they seem more singularly focused on the goal of removing positive matter from the multiverse.
That doesn't sound very pleasant for the rest of us, but okay. Next location. Okay, next location is here. You can see just on the corner there. Let's head over. There's a lot of growling going on. I will say, I think I'm happiest when I hear Bizarro's comments. They're a bit of fun.
Aw, sweetie. It's pretty obvious how you feel about Bizarro, but don't worry. I wouldn't tell anyone.
Next one. Hello?
First the war between New Themyscira and Atlantis, and now some cosmic being called the Anti-Monitor has dragged us into another reality. What's
Yeah.
his plan? He has rebuffed all attempts at being interviewed.
No kidding. Okay, so the next one is just here on the corner. Let's head over there. And again, Lois.
Got an exclusive update from Cyborg that these strange creatures attacking are called Paradox Demons, and they usually attack realities that have been twisted by paradoxes. What does that imply about our existence and our ability to continue existing? I'll keep searching for answers.
Oh, thanks. Because, you know, I can't be bothered working it out. All right, then the next one is really close. And I wouldn't normally mark it in my map, but just for those of you who want to know, it's on this side of the same building. So let's go around. Just here.
Queen Diana has been airdropping all sorts of mythical beasts against her enemies. These attacks are especially difficult to defend against because of how little warning her invisible planes give their targets.
I remember seeing the invisible plane, though. Wasn't the plane invisible and Wonder Woman was visible sitting in it? Does that not mean that all of the bestiamorphs or mystical creatures, whatever it is, wouldn't they be visible, just flying through the air and not realizing that the plane is around? That wouldn't that be... I don't know. I don't know. So our next location is just over here on the corner of this part. Let's head across. There it is, right on the top of the building.
Sources from both Star Labs and LexCorp confirm the Anti-Monitor was released by a scientist's attempt to study the origin of the universe. As far as they can ascertain, Centennial Park was the site of the cosmic being's first assault on the positive matter worlds.
That explains the load-in. Next one is located over here. Let's go. Trying to be more slow when I do my map points, because I think in previous videos I've been really fast with that. I don't want you guys to have to pause to be able to see it, so I'm trying to slow down a little bit. All right, so it's this one here.
I've been able to tell from those I'm interviewing, the Anti-Monitor attempted to destroy Earth, but was thwarted year after year by a team of speedsters who would displace the being throughout time.
I'll never fall.
That's kind of cool. Okay, next one. I did it again. I pressed the wrong button. I keep pressing the wrong buttons because I expect the top ones to be the top button. Anyway, next one is on top of the round part of this building. So let's go, if it's a building. I just know it's on the round part of whatever that is. Oh, under the round part. There we go.
What once started as an inspirational alliance between Atlanteans and Amazons has escalated non-stop into a global war with little care for the innocents caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
I've seen Atlantis sink half of Europe while the Amazons capture the other half. What will it take to finally end the war? Or will their hate escalate indefinitely?
I don't know. Next one is just about there. Hello, Lois.
Emperor Aquaman betrayed and abducted King Brion Markov, then presumably forced his former ally to use his Earth powers to sink half of Europe into the sea. This latest assault by a water elemental has this reporter asking, is this attacking water elemental also being controlled against its will?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Then our last one is here-ish. So let's go around, and then you should see the feet pop. Fine, we'll attack you guys.
Follow the puppet.
Last one! This reporter
Feet pop.
witnessed a battle of lights between the Green Lantern Abin Sur and his attacker Sinestro. In this fight, Sinestro referred to the prophecy of Flashpoint. What is this Flashpoint? How did it create a paradox, and how did it merge with another reality's paradox? I'm continuing to search out answers.
Thank you, Lois. We appreciate it. All right, I'm going to head back to the hub. All right, back to Hub. I will also just check my journal because I think we need to collect from there. Yeah, so you can see at the top here, monitoring the situation has been completed and we need to collect. So we're going to collect, and that has given us a bunch of stuff, including some shields and bombs. Then I've received some helpful armor from this run. I received an antimatter turret. That is actually helpful. Thank you. And a Centennial Collapse event base box. So let's open up our stuff. Oh, I hate when that happens. Sometimes I do this so fast, right? And it doesn't register a couple of my button pushes. It's not so bad when I'm doing that, but for other things, it's not good. Anyway, let's open these boxes. First, let's have a look at the base item box. We got Collection wires in the large. That's not bad. I do actually, on this console, need exobyte stuff and Collection, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's open the loot box. +7 or plus, we're going to grab this. It is indeed a +7 because I know that this is 20, so that is actually going to be useful for this character. Beautiful. Last one. A +3 mask. Beautiful. I will also wear that. Thank you. Now, you probably have noticed that I have a tendency to just grab whichever armor set item is stronger rather than whichever one is relevant for the role that I'm playing. I will grab tank over damage stuff if it's higher just because I'm trying to level her up a little bit fast, and I don't mind if she kind of sucks until that point because she's going to suck anyway. Her stat points are not there. So you can see she's got, what, 116? Very low. And also her artifacts are not there. So, you know, her armor set really isn't the highest priority at the moment. But hopefully that was helpful. Let's take my beautiful character home. Hopefully that video was helpful for anyone who has not run the event before. It's pretty easy. It is good fun. And please let me know what you guys think about the new event tab. I'm curious. And I hope you all have a good one.